All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. It is Saturday morning, so that means it's time for what came in this week, or in this case, 8 new knives coming in on the channel. Rapid first impressions. So just because this is the Knives Fast channel and you know what rapid looks like here, we're going to jump right in. So first things first, we're going to start off with 2 CJRB knives. This top one is the CJRB AES, and the bottom one is the CJRB Shale. So taking the Shale right off, you've got this two-tone G10 with some crazy milling pattern here. Really, really nice. You do have an Axis style lock and a beautiful, clean looking black blade here in ARRPM 9. You have a bent over steel clip that is reversible but sits on top like that. Action wise, thumb studs works pretty good for a knife that's an Axis lock, is on bearings. You can see comes back in really nice and smooth. Yeah, I don't have a lot of complaints. This one definitely has kind of a little bit of a bug out look to it. Very interesting. The next one, also a similar shape, but a little more refined. This is a lovely Dylan Mallory design, the AES. Again, now we have a reversible loop over clip that has does sit down in the scales and is reversible, but does not have a filler plate, which I wish they did. You have a nice little flourish here. We'll talk more about that in the review. You got a nice G10 contoured scales here and a beautiful drop point blade. 2 gorgeous drop points here. Love this one as well in ARRPM 9. Action-wise, this one's not quite as good. It is a liner lock, but the detent is a little light. Access to the lock bar needs a little bit of work. We'll talk more about that in the review. Now, these guys are both available. As a matter of fact, most of the knives we're showing today are, some are not. But the Shale, which is the Miami Dolphins looking one, is $49.99, so 50 bucks. And the AES is $54.99. So a good place to start. 2 affordable, budgety knives. Full reviews coming up very, very soon. So we'll move these off up here to the side, and we will go to our next one, which is the Berg Blades Tick. And you're going to say, well, those dropped about a week ago and they're gone, right? Nope. There are still some of these available, and we'll talk about that in a moment. It is a bigger contoured titanium knife with lovely shred carbon fiber scales and kind of a more angular blade than, say, the Sweeney. You do have a flipper tab with some nice jimping and a really cool looking fuller that works super well. The detent on this guy is unbelievably good. You fire out of here with that fuller, and you fire out of here with the, oh man, the detent is so good. It is on bearings. Dropping down, this is a bigger knife, but not super long, just bigger and chunkier with a deep, deep hollow grind. And it is in S90V. Just a gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful knife. What do you guys think of the Tick? Now, wait, before I close it real quick, some of these are available. You had a bunch of versions. It appears that that particular one is sold out, but there are both a sandblast and stonewash and a bead blast version that are plain titanium for $315. There's a Damasteel one. There are a few of the micarta inlay ones for $325. Unfortunately, this one was $325 and it is sold out, and some of the other versions, but there are definitely micarta versions and also the plain tie versions left available of that beautiful titanium knife. Okay, I'm gonna stick this one up here out of the way, and we're gonna get a REMT out here, guys. This is a new REMT knife sent to me by REMT. This is the RTB with some great beautiful looking speed holes. You have REMT on the clip. It is not a reversible clip. I almost confused myself. This is actually a toothpick. kind of thing here. Interesting. I'm not sure that I would use that for a toothpick, but it's there if you want it. You do have a backspacer with a lanyard pin, but again, not reversible. You do have a frame lock with a steel lock bar insert and a great detent on that thumb stud. And then let's try out the flipper tab with jimping. Now, it's a little bit lighter on the flipper tab, but it works really well, not a problem. And this blade finish causes this guy to be a phenomenal cutter. It really is very thin because of the height, but then it just slides through material very, very nicely. I like the flourish on the pivot there, and I love the speed holes. I know a lot of people don't. Frame lock with a lock bar insert. Really cool. Now, this guy, is it available? Let's take a look. Yes, it is. It is available. I will put the link down below. These are $195. It is an M390 steel, I believe. And I will leave a link down below on that guy. By the way, it is smaller, but I definitely get 4 fingers on that one. So kudos to REMT for coming out with a small EDC knife that you can actually use. Okay. Now the next two I'm going to show you guys off of, I'm going to show them together like I did the CJRBs because these are both Kituo knives. That was a bad start. And these are the Triad and the Griffin. Now you're like, I've seen a review on those. I'll leave a link somewhere, but you can go back and watch it. But those were plunge locks. These are both liner locks actuated by the button. So button actuated liner locks. You can look up in there and you can see that liner lock about midway up. It's not at the top. It's not at the bottom. It's in the middle. And the button works the liner lock. So this is the Triad. Okay, there we go. It does have an actual detent. And I believe these are in M390. Yes, M390 button actuated. So that, man, I am not good at this front flipper. That's my first impression. This jimping, it could be a whole lot more aggressive. I also will say the scales are a little slick. This carbon fiber, they're not super slick, but I did drop it the other night on my live stream. But the detent on the thumb stud is perfect, and you know, it's not bad on the middle finger flick. It's just a little strong, but I'll take strong over weak any day. Really interesting one. That's the Triad. Again, not great at the front flipper because it's a little slick. Then you got the Griffin. Again, also a button actuated liner lock with a hole and a flipper and a front flipper, and that jimping is way better. And it is, again, a very stout detent on this one. You do have carbon fiber for the inlay and a really interesting look. And I believe that one's M390 as well. Now, these are both available at White Mountain Knives. M390 for the Griffin for $250. And the Triad is also $250 with, again, M390. And they are both top liner lock, they're calling those. So button liner lock knives. And now let's go to yet another. We got the titanium knives covered this week. Let me close these. All right. So this is the carbon knives buckhorn. Look at this thing. This is designed by Ken Onion, his company, made by Kituo. A ridiculously beautiful knife. Just beautiful. You have a swell in the middle here, a contour this way. This is a well thought out knife. You've got this beautiful back spacer with carbon there and a lanyard loop here, a beautiful pocket clip that's not reversible, and this gorgeous milling both here and here. The texturing is fantastic. I love that pivot that looks like, you know, a pistol cartridge or whatever, a rifle cartridge. I don't know. You know what I mean? You do have a flipper that works really well. Now, you do have a little bit of a late detent, so you just got to get a little bit low on that block bar. Thumb studs work great, and they are the kind of thumb studs that are actually angled towards your thumb, which I like a lot. Lock bar access could be a tiny bit better, but it works. It works. Very cool knife. And let me just say, this guy will show more in the review, is a fantastic slicer. Really, really good. So available right now. Nope, these are sold out. Okay, so this is the one. These were $270, but they are sold out. They are in S35VN. Hopefully there'll be another run soon, but they are currently sold out. All right, guys, we are down to the last knife, and we are only 10 minutes in. We've done 7 knives. Woo! All right, and this is the Kwo Compadre. So the Compadre is the smaller version of the Padre. I've had the Padre in here for review. I bought this one to check it out. You've got a lanyard hole in your backspacer that is also jimped and sticking out. Really cool, beautiful diamond pattern here. Gorgeous Timascus pivot collar with that beautiful pivot they do. You do have a frame lock, by the way. I didn't mention that on the carbon. It is also a frame lock with a lock bar insert. So is this one. Beautiful clip. It is reversible, I believe. Should be. Yeah, sure looks like it is. There is a lanyard, of course. And you have a front flipper tab, which I'm dubbing one of the best front flippers I've ever experienced. I absolutely love it, and I'm using it on purpose. The detent on the thumb flick and the middle finger flip are perfect. You got a gorgeous blade with a beautiful swedge up here and a beautiful satin finish. 4-finger grip back here. Beautiful 4-finger choked up grip with some awesome jimping. Great knife. These are actually also still available in some different versions. I will leave a link to everything down below. This guy is $279 in Vanex. Super clean steel. You gotta love that. All right, let's see if we can fit them all in here real quick, and then we will wrap this up. Now, guys, this is the Knives Fast channel. If you're new around these parts, please definitely go down there and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell and stick around on the channel and have some fun. Let's tighten these up just a little bit. All right, we're running out of room at the bottom, so we'll put the next 2 like so, and we got everything in the picture. So guys, that is 8 knives that came in this week. First impressions, and we have done this in 12.5 minutes. So, bam! Some other channel try that. All right, guys. Knives Fast channel, appreciate your time and your support, and thank you for watching the Knives Fast channel.